are we?
Want to shine.
What do we do?
Shine, shine, shine.
Why? It's a question that is often asked in this club. Why are we born to shine? Well, this club grew out of our sister club, TGIF Christian Toastmasters, in 2016 when I was the president. At that point, TGIF was growing ferociously quick. We were having 3 meetings a week. Imagine poor Iris, my VPE, organizing an agenda almost every week. Cruel games. So we decided to start a new club called Born to Shine. And when we first started to talk about this idea in Lester's office, Lester had the great idea, let's call it TGIF 2. But I thought, no, that's not a good one. And then I remembered something. First, my C10 speech, which is the old system, but it was the kind of graduation of the old system, was called, "This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine." And then I remembered also that we are Christians, and this is a Christian club, and we want to have a Christian focus in this club. And I started to ask myself, if we are a Christian club, how can that name be reflected? How can we reflect our ideas of Christianity in the name itself? And I started to think about who we are as people. In the Bible, it tells us that we are all created in the image of God. Man and woman, created in the image of God. Which basically means we are all image bearers of God. The Latin for this is absolutely beautiful. The Imago Dei. You and I are the Imago Dei, image bearers of God. But what does that mean? If we are image bearers of God, whose image are we bearing? Whose image are we carrying? What are we carrying? If we go look in the book of John, the Gospel of John, John talks about Jesus and says, in him, in Jesus, was life. And the life was the light of man. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. So we get this idea that Jesus, who Christians believe is God on earth, is this idea of light. And later on, Jesus even calls himself, he says about himself, I am the light of the world. If you follow me, you will not walk in darkness, and you will have the light of life. So if we are image bearers of God, and God is light, we are definitely born to shine as light on this world. And that means we need to carry the image of who Jesus was in our hearts all the time. And continue to live according to his ways and according to what he taught us how to live. And trust me, for me that is really difficult. But we are the image bearers of God. And that is why everybody who walks into this club, Lester always says, is a VIP guest that God himself sent. Yes, a VIP guest, an image bearer of God. That is why we want to treat you with love and respect and the dignity you deserve. That is why when you walk into this club, we hope you feel friendly. We hope you feel that we are friendly towards you, that you are welcome, that you are a part of this group. We never want you to be sitting alone by yourself, feeling outside of the group. Because yes, you are the image bearers of God. But what does that mean for us in this world? About how we shine in this world? About what does it mean for people? Because as Christians, we believe that everybody is the image bearer of God. We do not believe in things like abortion. Because we believe that people, from the very point of conception, are image bearers of God until the very point where they die. We believe that in them is the light of life, which is Jesus, is in their hearts and in their minds if they are Christians. But even if they are not Christians, they are still image bearers of God. And we call them to shine in this life. That is why I believe we are born to shine. Last year was the most difficult year of my life. Thank you, Kevin, for your beautiful speech. I want to cry. But not everybody gets this idea. Not everybody gets this idea of the dignity of life and the dignity of death. Watching Queenie die last year was the most difficult thing I've ever had to do. And I'll always remember when I would tell her people are coming to the house. Like if I said, Eric, her face would light up. If I said, Jenny and Jack are coming, her face would light up. Emily and Alice, Sally, Yaslin, May, John, whoever's come to the house, Kwan, her face would light up. She would be so happy. And even in the depth of her sickness, she always tried to shine. She tried to smile. She tried to be positive. But not everybody gets it. 6 months before she died, we went to Taiwan Cancer Center. And the first doctor we saw there walked up to her and said, "You are going to die in 5 months." His very first sentence. And then he met the real Paul, the unfriendly Paul. I really fought with him, and he was scared of me. The next time he wanted to come and talk to Queenie, he was hiding behind the wall. He refused to come and talk to me by myself. I never saw that doctor again until 2 days before Queenie died, because he was too scared of me. And our attending had gone to Singapore. And this doctor walked in, because we were in the COVID isolation room. This doctor walked into the room, and I looked at him, and I stood up and I looked at him, and at that time I had this big scary beard because I couldn't shave. And I looked at him and I said, "Do you remember me?" And he said, "Yes, I do." And I said, "Do you know who she is?" And he said, "Yes, it's Lu Ling Hui." I said, No. "Do you know who she is?" And he said, well, who is she?" I said, "She is my wife. She is an image bearer of God, created in the image of God. And you will treat her life, every minute of her life, with dignity and respect. And if you cannot do that, get out of this room right now, because you and I will have a problem." And he got scared again. But he said, they will do that. Even to the very point of her death, she was shining in her heart. And I could see it. When you guys called, sent the messages in, and I played those messages for her, I could see her smiling, I could see her moving her head, even though she couldn't speak. As Christians, we believe that we carry the image of God, and Jesus was light on this earth. And that is why we are born to shine, because of our job to go into the world and carry that message forward. So one more time I ask you, who are you?
Born to shine.
Seriously, who are you?
Born to shine.